Mhm. Welcome to Rock the Crown.
Hey, Crown Nation. Welcome back to Rock the Crown. Welcome to season 8, episode 8 of Rock the Crown. So excited to be here with you. I do want to say that I'm joining you all from Hurghada, Egypt. And so the Wi-Fi is not really good. So just bear with me. I may be kind of going in and out, but I hope that you all can hear it. Today, we will be talking about traveling as a Muslimah. We'll talk about some tips for solo travel, where to go and when to go, and of course, some tips to help save you money. So I'd like to first talk about, what a lot of times prevents people from traveling, which is money. We hear it all the time. I just don't have the money. I don't have the finances. I can't do it. I can't travel. So I would like to kind of talk about this and talk about the intersection of your travels and your finances. So this is something that we really, really, really have to delve into. Travel is for everyone. It just depends on where and when you will be able to travel. So that's something you want to look at. And as a small business accountant, what I do is help, small businesses to scale their businesses and also help them to achieve their dreams. And the number one goal of a lot of my clients and the owners is that they want to be able to travel more. So what I try to do is, and I'll give you all this advice as well, is you want to go ahead and determine how much you can budget for travel. How much can I, put aside? How much can I save monthly? How much can I afford to be able to travel? Once you have that travel budget, then you want to kind of come back and look at it and say, okay, I have this much money. Where can I go? What can I do with this amount of money? Keep in mind that travel can be local. It can be, of course, we have staycations. There's many things you can do. So try not to let finances stop you from getting out and seeing the world. So once you are able to determine, what your budget is, then you want to start looking. And I will give you all one of my best tips, one of my favorite websites. I think I'm going in and out. One of my favorite websites. Naima, am I okay? Are you hearing me okay? All right, very good. So one of my favorite websites is Kayak Explorer. So Kayak Explorer will give you a map of the entire world, and it will tell you how much it costs for you to fly to those destinations in any given month. So you go on there and you see, you put the month that you want to travel, or you just put, no month. You say anytime, any place, and it will pull up all of the prices. It'll tell you what it costs to go to all of these different places. And so it'll tell you what's, cheap to travel in the US. It'll pull up the cheapest prices, the cheapest airline prices. And then you're able to see how much it costs. And you will be amazed at the prices once you look at it. So that's tip number one, is to use Kayak Explorer to be able to go on and see, where can I possibly afford to travel? You want to, of course, consider how many will be traveling with you. Are you going solo? Of course, that's going to be less expensive. Or are you going to be going and traveling with your children, with your family, girlfriends? So who all is traveling? You want to kind of course, consider that. Tip number two, I would say, once you figure out, where you want to go, then you want to try to figure out, of course, the hotel prices, because sometimes it's cheap to travel to a destination, but then the hotel and Airbnb prices are extremely high. So you want to factor that in. Sometimes it's the reverse, and the flights are expensive, but the hotels are super cheap. And you will find that as you start to travel internationally, that a lot of the ticket prices are high. But once you get there, you're able to get a hotel for $20, $25, $50 a night. Some of those locations might be Bali. Like I went to Bali, I stayed in Bali. I think I paid $40 a night for a nice hotel. Pool, beautiful, luxurious, beautiful place. Very inexpensive. And of course, the food cost is inexpensive. So, factoring all of those things in. And again, with me being the accountant, that's going to show me flight costs, hotel costs, food costs. So this way you're able to really see, can I really, am I able to do this? Am I able to go here? Am I able to go there? Where can I go? And just kind of make it happen. Just try to work towards, saving those pennies. I'm also a firm believer in not only saving money, but in finding ways to make more money, of course. So I'll tell you a quick little story is when a girlfriend and I, my sister girl, shout out to Rashida Shabazz, when we made Hajj in 2012, we were doing all kind of fundraisers. We did a women's wellness Zumba fitness, like hopefully you still there?
Mm-hmm.
Ladies, are you still there? Just put something in the chat. Tell me that you're there,
We're
even though
still
this
here.
is recording. So we did, fundraising.
Yeah.
We did the concert. I don't know if you all remember the concert that we did, the Soul Fusion concert. So we were just really, really, really motivated to make this Hajj trip. And so we did all kind of different, fundraising. I know a lot of sisters will also have bake sales and whatever you can think of, to try to get you. And I'll say, some people may say, well, that sounds like a lot, fundraising and going through all of this just so you can travel. But travel is not just about going to a place and seeing a place and taking pictures and posting them on Instagram. It's also about the experience that it provides for you and your family, especially your children. And so it's about the eye-opening experiences that it provides, mind-blowing sometimes when you go to places, different people who maybe look like you, people who don't look like you, people who are, happy to see you as a Muslimah, traveling the world. And so you get all kind of, feelings and emotions, kind of great ideas and motivation. So I would say travel, it is something that you do want to work hard for, especially if it's something that you really want to do. So what other tips did I have? I just want to make this one last tip is that once you, as we talk about airline tickets, once you travel outside of the US, tickets are much cheaper. And that makes sense because you're covering the mileage once you're coming out of America. So once you're out of America, like let's say you go to Dubai, maybe an $800, $900 ticket. Once you're in Dubai, you're a $200 ticket away from Mecca. You're a $300 ticket away from Egypt. You're maybe a $300 ticket away from Turkey, India, Indonesia. So I would say to consider that. So once you actually cross over, consider doing maybe multiple countries. So that this way you're getting the most for your money. You're paying that $1,000 to get out of the US. And then once you're out of the US, you're able to go and hit different spots. So I'll say that is my tip. Those are my tips for being able to afford travel. And like I said, consider local travel as well as international travel. And may all your travels be joyous and blessed. May Allah grant you all travel mercies. Reach out to me if you have any questions, if I can, expand any more on what I've talked about. I'm talking fast because it's late here, and I, kind of want to give you all as much as I can before my time is up. But yeah, reach out to us on Rock the Crown, or reach out to me. I'm on Facebook, Daia. So I look forward to hearing from you all. And Naima is going to bless us with some tips of once you're getting ready to go. So now you've decided how much you can spend, you bought your tickets, you're getting ready, you're booked and you're ready to go. And Naima is going to give you some tips on what to do now.
And where to go. Always make sure that wherever you're deciding to go, you research that first so that you'll know when to go. So there are certain times of the year where when it's cold in America, people love to travel, especially during this December time. So some of the great places to travel to would be anywhere in the Caribbean. A lot of people love to go to Mexico. And of course, any of those places in the Caribbean, it's warm all year around. So if you're thinking about maybe going to China or Japan during this time, sometimes it's a little rainy and it's extremely cold. So make sure that you look up where you want to go and when you want to go. All right, so some tips and tools of what to pack when you're going on vacation or when you're traveling. Well, you always know that no matter the length of any trip that you take, you're going to have to pack a bag. And you want to make sure that that bag is packed right. And that includes carry-ons, bags that you go that you take on trips, especially if you're trying to get on Spirit, Frontier, or any of those airlines that do not let you take a personal bag, but you're trying to take a personal bag and you have a short trip. I don't recommend taking a personal bag with only 2 or 3 items of clothing when you're taking a trip more than 2 days. So think about that as well. But some of the things that you want to do when you're packing is, pack by outfit. Packing by outfit is always going to save you clothes, and thinking about which items inside of that can you pack to wear an additional day. And that's called packing by capsule. So packing by outfit and packing by capsule, collapsing some of those items together so that you can use outfits that you can wear more than once, or like a pair of pants or shirt or something like that. Also, lay everything out first before you start packing so that you can make sure that you have brought everything. So if you're packing by outfit, you want to lay everything out so that you can make sure, again, you have everything. That includes your, toiletries, your ready to go health kit. And when you have your jewelry and you're taking your jewelry on vacation, make sure that you're separating your jewelry in snack bags. Put your jewelry in snack bags. That way you'll not only have it according to each of your outfits, but you'll also have it so that you're not looking all over the place and your jewelry is not getting broken. So if you have delicate jewelry, make sure that you're wrapping the jewelry in some paper towel and or toilet paper and sometimes cotton balls, and then putting that in that snack bag and then placing it inside of your travel. Something else that you want to do is making sure that you are, please pardon the adhan. It's okay. We're going to keep moving on. And so, again, going back to remembering that your jewelry with snack size bags and wrapping them in the appropriate, whether it's tissue paper or paper towel or cotton balls and or cotton, facial things to protect the jewelry. And it kind of serves as two things so that you can use those same items as you're on your trip as well. Something else to think about is the ready to go health kit. This is something that most people sometimes forget when they travel, but generally, when you're thinking about traveling out of the country, you really need a health kit because sometimes they don't have the same medications that you would have here. And sometimes their medications may not work for you as efficiently as the one that you're used to in America, especially if you have nausea, if you need ointment care, if you have dizziness, dizzy spells, headaches, things like that. You want to make sure that you're taking stuff that you know that your body is used to. And then also making sure, just in case you get bit by a mosquito or a spider or something like that, that you have a health kit that can actually do the necessary things. And it's small and it's lightweight, but you can definitely take it on your traveling trip. Something else to think about when you're traveling is be prepared for a wet swimsuit and or swimwear. So oftentimes people go out of town, especially when they're going on these lovely vacations to these tropical places. You need to be prepared to have a bag that you can put wet clothes in, especially if you're swimming the last day when you're traveling back, and or just making sure you have a bag so that your clothes inside of your suitcase do not get wet. Because sometimes when you're traveling, you may not have the uh, you may not have a washer and dryer to actually wash your clothes and have your clothes prepared on your way traveling back. So making sure that you have something that will adequately take care of your wet swimwear. And also when you're traveling, when you're getting everything together after you've packed by outfit, you've laid everything out, one way that you want to fold your clothes is the Maria Kondo's folding method. So if you haven't seen Maria Kondo, she's the author of Tidying Up. She currently has a series also on Netflix, so you want to just check that out. But the way that she folds clothing is usually using it's called a kind of like a fold file type technique. And if you have those packing bags that are, I recommend everybody get a packing bag. Um, Use a roll technique for those. You can still use the file, but it's not as efficient as rolling inside of those packing bags. But if you don't have a packing bag, the Marie Kondo technique is excellent, excellent for packing your bags. And something else about packing the bags, the type of luggage that you have is also very important. I highly recommend that you have a two-sided luggage so that you have two compartments. Sometimes people will only have one compartment, even though it's deep, it doesn't efficiently allow for you to put all your clothes in there on one side only. But if you have two sides, then you can, again, put the packing bags in there, have them on both sides, and it's so, so super efficient. Something else is making sure that you are wearing your heaviest clothes on the plane. Please do not put jeans or heavy shoes in your luggage. Wear the heaviest part of your clothing. Sometimes that's going to include wearing more than one outfit. I know my sons recently, we went to a trip to Dallas and they both, their luggage, they took one bag because they didn't want to have to both pay 150 extra dollars to take a bag. So they took one bag, but it was a little bit overweight. They both had to put on three outfits in order for that bag to make it through. And sometimes you have to do that. So don't pack your jacket. Don't pack your sweater. Sometimes you can just carry your jacket and your sweater. And again, jeans are heavy, shoes are heavy, sweaters are heavy. So those types of things, always keep your lightest clothes inside of your clothing bags. Something else to think about is make sure you keep your mask and hand and sanitizer available at all times because people are still wearing masks. And especially when you travel out the country during this time of the year, people are coughing and things like that. You always want to make sure that you are prepared. And currently, airlines do not provide masks on planes. So if you don't have a mask and you have people that are coughing and stuff like that, you're going to kind of be on your own. Last thing is to prepare for travel shopping. So if you know that you're going out of town, it doesn't matter where you go. Sometimes it's short period, long period, but you usually want to bring something back and make sure that you have enough room in your suitcase and that you haven't filled your suitcase to the limit before you go. So if you do that, then you're going to have issues bringing that stuff back. So making sure that you travel appropriately and that it's not filled to the brim. And something last but not least, thinking about gifts. When you're bringing your gifts back, please don't wrap them ahead of time. Uh, Several reasons to do that, for to not do that, but one most important is that if you bring a gift back, sometimes when you're going through customs and or different places where they check luggage, they may unwrap those gifts and you don't want to be upset. So making sure that you understand not to wrap those gifts before you actually bring them back. And so let's do a recap. Make sure that you're packing by outfit, you're laying things out. And when you're laying those things out, that you also are using the capsule wardrobe method when you pack those outfits so that you can wear that more than one item more than once. Making sure that you roll and don't fold. And if you do fold, you should do so with a deep suitcase and using the Marie Kondo method. Be prepared for wet swimwear. Also, be prepared to have your healthy, ready to go kit and your toiletries. Also, making sure that you are wearing your heaviest clothing on the plane. Keep your mask and hand sanitizer on hand. And then, of course, making sure that if you travel, you're have enough room in your suitcase to bring travel shopping items back, and that you're waiting to wrap those gifts before you come back. All right. So, again, we have done a short wrap up of traveling as a Muslimah, tips for solo and family travel. Daya, you want to take us out?
Yes, ladies, I hope that you all enjoyed this conversation that we're having. Again, I hope that this year, is brings you, opportunities to travel more. And I hope that this information was helpful for you. Can't wait to see those lovely photos of your travels. And of course, we're always here. Anything you need, any questions you have about anything that we've talked about on these shows, we are here. We created this platform so that as Muslim women, we will be able to kind of talk about the things that directly impact us. So thank you, ladies. Have a wonderful evening.
All right, and we
And
will
Happy
see
New
you
Year.
next time. And don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe to us on YouTube. And until next week, we'll see you all. Peace out, Crown Nation. Assalamu alaikum.